I've started to clean up the hull. I've just been going around and chipping it off with a scraper, which works kind of okay. Gets it down pretty good. After that, I'm just gonna go over it with the sander, clean it up a little more, and then I think I'm gonna do a coat of epoxy over the area just to help fill in some little gaps. And there is some fibers, you can kind of see them here, that aren't really saturated with resin. So I'm going to try and saturate all that before the bunks go back in. I'm just at the back here chipping off the old adhesive, and I came across some of those rivets that I mentioned they tried to reattach the bunk with. So there's one there, another one there. Oh, that one actually just came out, and there's another one right there. So I glassed over these from the outside last summer, so I don't think they're leaking anymore. But yeah, how's that for a repair? Just kind of add some holes. Oh, there's another one. Add some holes straight through to the water. And yeah, you can see more here. I don't know if I'm like tearing some of the fiberglass, popping this stuff off, but there seems to be a lot of loose fibers. I have a piece of aluminum, just a straight edge aluminum, clamped on the inside of the bunk here to close that joint up as best I can. And I've gone ahead and took the grinder with a flat disc, and I've removed all of the old weather fiberglass. And you can see I've actually gone through in a couple spots along the crack there, which should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and mix up some epoxy and lay some fiberglass over this, and yeah, should be good. And then I'll get to work on the inside. Gone ahead and removed the ring from the inspection port that was there. I think I'm going to glass that in with the pour in spray foam that I'm going to do. I don't think it's really necessary to have the inspection hatch there, and because it's pour in, there's going to be nothing to inspect. So I think I'm just going to eliminate that. So the first layer of fiberglass is on. I don't know if you can really see. Oh, I guess I marked out how much over I went. I don't know, the bigger the area, the better, I guess. I'm probably just going to do a second layer on this side, I think. And it doesn't have to be pretty at all. After that, I'll grind down the inside and do some proper layers to ferret out nice. And just so everyone can see what I'm using, using the West System 105 with the 205 fast hardener. And next I'm going to do some fairing on the hull where the bunks were attached. I have that all sanded, but it was a little uneven. So I'm going to mix up some epoxy with the 407 fairing filler and just kind of smooth out the area where the old bunks were attached. There's some hefty divots, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then once the fairing is all set, I'll probably give that a light sand and then look at, I think, cleaning the rest of the inside up nice. And then I think I'm going to flip the hull over and actually do the hull paint now, because it'll be a lot easier to manage flipping it. And that just came in today, actually. I picked it up. I'm going to go with the 2-part polyurethane Effins paint. Red for the hull, just to match existing. And then I'm going to do the white on the deck. And probably just pick up a cheaper white paint to do the interior. I think I'm actually going to use the same brand that I used on the exterior of the hull last summer, because that actually held up pretty good. And it's about $100 for a gallon versus $100 for a quart. I've got the bunks flipped over, and I've grinded down the broken areas, and I'm about ready to fiberglass it. And I've got the old inspection port blocked off, and I've grinded down around it to close that opening in with new fiberglass, just because it's not going to be useful when I pour the foam in anymore, so just seal that right up. These holes I'm not too worried about, because I'm going to glass the bunks into the boat, so those will be filled at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some fiberglass and get at this. While that fiberglass has been setting up, I've gotten the fairing putty smoothed out from where the bunks were attached. And I've also fiberglassed over that drain plug that isn't supposed to be there. And just because it can't hurt, and I had some extra fiberglass, I did an additional 2 layers of fiberglass over where the engine mount goes, just to make that a little stiffer. I'm still going to put the board back when I reassemble everything, but I figured it couldn't hurt. And there was 2 holes below the water line there that I also wanted to cover and fill in, so it's a win-win. I have this all faired out and sanded, which doesn't look the prettiest, but I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe just spot prime where I have it faired out, and we'll see how it looks. So I went ahead and sprayed a quick coat of primer on it, and I think it actually looks pretty good. There's a bunch down here that I have to clean up, but I think I'm going to worry about that when I epoxy the bunks in, because I can probably fill a lot of that in and just fair it out a little bit. Just a couple little spots that need a little bit of fairing. Aside from that, overall, I think it looks pretty good considering what it looked like before. Another little spot there I missed. So yeah, I'll let this dry up, maybe do a quick little wet sand on it, and then I think it's time to flip the hull over and work on the outside of it, which it really just needs a quick sand and a paint. Maybe a little bit of work on the stern there to fill that hole from the outside, but otherwise shouldn't be too bad.